Hey everyone! Hollywood is often seen as a world of glamour, fame, and fortune, but behind the red carpets and flashing lights lies a much darker side. The pressure of constant attention can lead celebrities down paths that change their lives forever. Today, we're going to uncover the stories of stars who have faced the harsh reality of addiction, a struggle that not only reshaped their careers, but transformed them in ways you might not expect. Leave a comment with the number 1, and let's dive into these powerful journeys together. An actor I'd like to mention here, who was once devastated by drugs but later became one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, is Robert Downey Jr. His name has had a profound impact in Hollywood, especially after his transformation into Iron Man, one of Marvel's most beloved characters. However, before this fame, he went through a tumultuous journey that nearly ruined his career. Growing up, Robert Downey Jr. was heavily influenced by his father, the well-known director Robert Downey Sr., who also struggled with substance abuse. Shockingly, his father introduced him to marijuana at just 6 years old. This early exposure to drugs created a complex bond between father and son, leading Robert down a path of addiction, including heavy drinking. Despite battling his demons, Downey Jr. managed to carve out a place for himself in the mid-'80s, gaining recognition after a stint on Saturday Night Live. His roles in John Hughes's Weird Science and The Pickup Artist showcased his charm and talent, helping him climb the Hollywood ladder. However, his addiction soon began to significantly impact his life. One of the most troubling incidents occurred when a drunken Robert wandered into a neighbor's house and passed out on their bed. After repeatedly failing court-ordered drug tests, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 1999, ultimately serving 1 year in a rehab facility in California in 2001. While on probation, he was found barefoot and incoherent in Culver City, leading to another arrest on suspicion of drug use. This incident cost him major roles, including a part in the TV show Ally McBeal and other projects. However, instead of prison time, the judge opted for rehab, supported by his wife, Susan Downey, who gave him an ultimatum. In the end, Robert Downey Jr. turned his life around in 2003, and his comeback is regarded as one of the most remarkable in Hollywood history. Today, he is not only a symbol of resilience, but also a beloved actor who has regained the trust and admiration of fans worldwide. You know, not everyone can make such an incredible comeback as he did. If you like Robert Downey Jr., comment with the number 1. If you don't, leave a 0. Mel Gibson burst onto the Hollywood scene in the 1980s with a standout role in the 1981 film Gallipoli. Over 2 decades, he built a reputation as a powerful actor, reaching the peak of his career. However, a wave of negative publicity and personal controversies began to overshadow his once brilliant reputation. By the 2000s, Mel found himself largely out of the limelight, facing a tough period in his career until his strong comeback as director of the critically acclaimed Hacksaw Ridge in 2016. During those challenging years, Mel grappled with personal demons he rarely discussed. He admitted to having started drinking at just 13, which contributed to a troubling history of alcohol-related offenses. In 1984, Mel Gibson was banned from driving in Canada for 3 months following a drunk driving incident, and by 2006, he faced a DUI charge, resulting in 3 years of probation. Despite these challenges, many in Hollywood were surprised by Mel's ability to maintain professionalism on set. His reputation for punctuality and dedication remained intact, even as he revealed that he often started his mornings with 5 pints of beer.
Alcoholism is an issue my family has struggled with, Mel said.
It's something I know well. Courtney Love is a beloved singer and actress who has made her mark in film and music over 4 decades, starting in the 1980s. However, she didn't just gain attention for her talent. Her turbulent marriage to legendary musician Kurt Cobain kept her in the media spotlight. A Vanity Fair journalist described their relationship as a strange love, yet one where they always cared deeply for each other. Unfortunately, their devotion extended to something more destructive: heroin. What began as a shared habit quickly spiraled out of control, leading to media criticism and severe health consequences. The situation worsened when Courtney Love became pregnant, forcing her to quit drugs entirely for the sake of the child. This posed a significant challenge for their relationship, and media allegations that Courtney was still using drugs during her pregnancy only fueled the controversy. She asserted that these damaging stories severely affected Kurt's mental health, ultimately leading to his death 2 years later. Since then, Courtney has committed to sobriety, claiming she has managed her addiction well despite multiple rehab stints and a few probation violations. While she remains confident that her days of substance abuse are behind her, a brief relapse in 2018 has led some to question the truth of that claim. Only time will tell if she can fully leave her past behind. Britney Spears is globally celebrated as the Princess of Pop, with a music and acting career that defined the sound of the 2000s and 2010s. However, her journey hasn't been solely about chart-topping hits. It has also included a highly publicized legal battle to break free from her conservatorship, which she successfully achieved in 2021. Despite remaining incredibly popular and wealthy, Britney's life has not been all lights and glamour. She has faced numerous personal challenges that have shaped her story beyond the spotlight. In 2007, a former associate revealed shocking details about Britney's personal struggles. He stated that when he began working with her, she had been battling substance abuse for 5 years and was desperately trying to quit. Compounding her challenges, those responsible for her care during her conservatorship prescribed medications like Adderall. Officer Fernando Flores, who frequently visited her, described how her behavior could shift dramatically from calm to unstable, even engaging in conversations about parallel universes. While Britney has made significant strides in her recovery since leaving the conservatorship, the lasting effects of past substance abuse continue to impact her life. DMX was one of the world's most famous rappers and actors. His explosive hits like "Where the Hood At" and "X Gon Give It To Ya" rocked the music world and continue to resonate with fans today. Although DMX had the potential to become a lasting rap legend, his personal struggles soon overshadowed his career. With a long history of legal issues, DMX battled a far more significant fight with drug addiction, specifically crack cocaine. He revealed that he was introduced to the drug at just 14, and from that point on, his life spiraled out of control. Despite undergoing multiple rehab attempts, DMX continued to battle addiction. He vowed to stay clean, particularly after becoming a father, but unfortunately, a relapse led to a heartbreaking tragedy. In April 2021, DMX suffered a fatal overdose at the age of 50. Although he struggled with substance abuse, he remained a revered figure in hip-hop, celebrated for his raw talent and unforgettable contributions to the music industry. His legacy continues to inspire countless fans and artists around the world. Bruno Mars, the talented producer, singer, and songwriter, captivated global audiences with hits like Uptown Funk and heartfelt ballads like Just the Way You Are. His immense popularity even landed him on Forbes' list of the world's 12 highest-paid artists. However, despite his incredible success, Mars faced a major setback in 2010 when he was arrested for cocaine possession at the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas. At the time, Mars claimed it was his first time using drugs and admitted that his actions were foolish. To avoid more serious consequences, he agreed to a plea deal that required him to stay out of trouble for a year. He paid a $2,000 fine and completed 200 hours of community service, allowing the charges to be dismissed and enabling him to move forward after the incident. In a later interview, Mars admitted he hadn't been entirely truthful about his past drug use, attributing the event to youthful mistakes and the influence of alcohol. This experience became a learning moment for the star, allowing him to refocus on his music career. Eminem, the famous American rapper, has struggled with addiction for a significant part of his career. In the early 2000s, he faced an addiction to drugs, particularly painkillers and sedatives, which he began using to cope with the stress and pressure from his personal life and career. Eminem was hospitalized due to a drug overdose, and in 2007, he publicly acknowledged his battle with addiction. He went through multiple rehabilitation treatments in an effort to regain his health and stability. In particular, in his album Recovery, 2010, Eminem opened up about his struggle with addiction and the challenges he faced. During this time, he also dealt with mental and emotional issues, but he succeeded in overcoming his addiction and returned to his music career. Eminem has shared that after quitting drugs, he felt like he was born again, using music as a way to heal and reconnect with his fans. John Michael Vincent began his acting career in the 1960s, but it was in the 1980s that he truly rose to fame with his starring role in the series Airwolf. He became a household name, earning up to $200,000 per episode. However, behind the scenes, Jan faced significant personal struggles that complicated his career. During his time on Airwolf, he admitted to battling drug abuse and claimed he was actively seeking help. Unfortunately, this was only the beginning of his troubles. Jan was arrested 3 times for illegal drug possession and faced criminal charges for assault stemming from incidents involving his ex-wife. His violent behavior led to further legal issues, including multiple bar fights. In 1988, John Michael Vincent was sent to rehab, but his path to recovery was far from smooth. Throughout the 1990s, he was involved in 3 serious car accidents, one of which nearly claimed his life, while another resulted in surgery that permanently damaged his voice. Despite these wake-up calls, Jan struggled to change his lifestyle, continuing a cycle of accidents, altercations, and substance abuse. His troubled life came to an end in February 2019 when he passed away at the age of 74. Carrie Fisher, renowned for her role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars saga, achieved widespread recognition and success in Hollywood. Yet behind her iconic portrayal, Carrie faced personal struggles that many were unaware of. She openly discussed her ongoing battle with bipolar disorder, which caused intense mood swings and deep periods of depression. To manage these challenges, Carrie turned to substances, including drugs and prescription medications, which she described as helping her feel normal and grounded. In her search for relief, she even underwent electroconvulsive therapy in an attempt to find a solution to her mental health struggles. Despite her struggles with substance abuse and unconventional treatments, Carrie Fisher's acting career continued to thrive, though these challenges took a significant toll on both her physical and mental health. She dealt with various health issues, including sleep apnea and atherosclerosis, which ultimately played a role in her untimely death in December 2016 at the age of 60. Her daughter, Billie Lourd, poignantly reflected on her mother's struggles, saying, "My mom battled addiction and mental health issues her entire life. Ultimately, she died of it." Joaquin Phoenix is often celebrated for his brilliant performance in the 2019 film Joker, but his late brother, River Phoenix, also had a promising acting career, with standout roles in the 1980s and 90s. Tragically, River's legacy is marred by his lifelong struggle with substance abuse, a battle that ultimately claimed his life at the age of 23. Despite his immense talent and potential, River Phoenix's future was cut short, and his contributions to cinema serve as a poignant reminder of the devastating impact of addiction. In June 1989, Joaquin Phoenix's relationship with actress Martha Plimpton ended when she discovered his drug use. Following their breakup, River Phoenix tried to conceal his addiction, afraid it would ruin his career. Tragically, he hid it so well that most of those around him were unaware of his struggle. With no one intervening or urging him to seek help, River's addiction spiraled out of control. In October 1993, he suffered a fatal drug overdose, leading to his untimely death at just 23 years old. Nick Stahl began his acting journey as a child star in the 1993 film The Man Without a Face, later appearing in various television series. In May 2012, he was reported missing by his wife, which led to the revelation that he had checked himself into a rehab center. However, his troubles didn't end there. A few months later, he was found in a compromising situation with an adult film star, raising concerns about his drug use. Although there wasn't enough evidence to press charges at the time, the situation escalated in June 2013 when Nick was arrested for methamphetamine possession in Hollywood. Reflecting on his struggles, Nick admitted in an interview, "I didn't discriminate. I'd take anything to change the way I felt when I was sober." After taking a few years off to focus on recovery, Nick returned to acting, determined to rebuild his career and regain his place in the industry. His journey through addiction and recovery became a testament to his resilience and desire for redemption. Zac Efron, best known for his breakthrough role in High School Musical, faced his own battles with alcohol and drug abuse. Reports revealed that Efron's party lifestyle involved cocaine use, experimenting with MDMA, and engaging in days-long binges without sleep. In 2013, the actor took a significant step toward recovery by checking into rehab to address his struggles with both alcohol and cocaine. Alongside rehab, Efron joined Alcoholics Anonymous and began therapy to confront deeper emotional issues. He has been open about his ongoing battle with addiction, acknowledging it as a continuous struggle. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Efron acknowledged the positive changes in his life, sharing that his recovery journey had helped him become more comfortable with himself. Reflecting on his darkest moments, Efron explained that experiencing those lows allowed him to appreciate the good things in life even more. His honesty about his struggles with addiction has offered valuable insight into the personal growth he has achieved through his recovery process. Brittany Murphy, known for her roles in Clueless and Freeway, tragically passed away in 2009 at the age of 32. Initially, her sudden death was attributed to natural causes, but rumors quickly surfaced regarding drug use, with her noticeable weight loss raising suspicions. Her marriage to Simon Majek, which many considered troubled, only fueled further speculation about her personal life and the circumstances surrounding her death. The mystery deepened when Simon Majek died under similar circumstances just 5 months later. This double tragedy attracted even more attention, particularly after a coroner's report revealed multiple medications on Murphy's bedside table, concluding that her death was due to an overdose. Friends later shared that Murphy had become dependent on painkillers following cosmetic surgeries, a path many individuals struggle with. While debate continues over the exact circumstances of her passing, it is clear that addiction played a significant role in the loss of this talented actress. Errol Flynn is a name that film lovers from the 1930s and 40s won't easily forget. Known for his iconic performances in movies like The Adventures of Robin Hood and Captain Blood, he became a symbol of charm and romance on screen. However, behind the glamour, Errol led a very different life. Early in his career, he earned a notorious reputation for his drinking, smoking, and drug use. His indulgence in various substances was only matched by his secret affairs with young actresses at lavish parties. This relentless pursuit of pleasure eventually took a toll on him, as he faced accusations from 2 women who claimed he had assaulted them. The case garnered national attention, and although Errol Flynn was declared not guilty, the scandal had a lasting impact on his career. His health continued to deteriorate due to substance abuse, and he tragically passed away in 1959 at the young age of 50. His story serves as a stark reminder of the dark side of fame, overshadowing the legendary roles that once made him a beloved star. Charlie Sheen became famous for his iconic role in the hit TV show 2.5 Men, which brought him widespread fame, numerous awards, and millions of dollars. While fans adored him worldwide, newfound wealth didn't always lead to the best decisions. Almost immediately after rising to fame, Charlie made headlines for his wild parties and ongoing battles with addiction. His first stint in rehab was in 1998. But his struggle with substance abuse continued for many years, affecting both his personal and professional life. In December 2009, things took a turn for the worse when Charlie Sheen was charged with assault after an alleged incident with his wife. Although he entered rehab again, by October 2010, he was back in the spotlight, but not for positive reasons. 5 years later, Charlie publicly revealed that he was HIV positive, a disclosure that, while damaging to his reputation, helped raise awareness of the disease. Since then, he has remained a controversial figure, known for wild parties and shocking scandals. During a 2011 celebration event, comedians couldn't resist poking fun at his wild lifestyle and troubled personal life. Whether Charlie can overcome this turbulent period remains entirely up to him. Judy Garland rose to fame with her unforgettable role in The Wizard of Oz. While girls her age in the 1940s and 50s were busy with toys, Judy captivated audiences with iconic characters in cinema history. Her immense talent earned her numerous accolades, including a Golden Globe and the distinction of being the first woman to win a Grammy. However, by the 1960s, Judy began to fade from the spotlight. Beneath her glamorous exterior, she faced hidden battles, which ultimately led to a tragic end. Fame, once a blessing, became a double-edged sword as relentless scrutiny took a heavy toll on Judy Garland's self-image and mental health. Film directors frequently criticized her appearance, and this constant criticism weighed heavily on the young star. In search of comfort, Judy turned to drugs, a choice that spiraled into substance abuse, further complicating her already troubled life. By the late 1950s and early 60s, her addiction not only threatened her career but also plunged her into mounting debt. Tragically, her battle ended with her untimely death in June 1969. Majek Fashek, widely known as the Rainmaker, was a renowned Nigerian musician and actor who rose to prominence in the 1980s and 90s. He composed many iconic songs and collaborated with legendary artists like Snoop Dogg, Michael Jackson, and Beyoncé. However, his journey took a tragic turn as he battled addiction in the 2000s and 2010s. In 2015, the world was shocked to learn that Majek was on the brink of bankruptcy and struggling with addiction. Disturbing images of him circulated in the media, showing his frail and aged appearance, highlighting the toll his health issues had taken on him. That year, Majek Fashek took a brave step by checking into a rehabilitation center. Against all odds, he found a path to recovery and spent his remaining years making music and cherishing moments with family and friends. His legacy endures, resonating in the hearts of fans who admire his talent and resilience. Tragically, Majek passed away in June 2020 at the age of 57, leaving behind a rich musical legacy that continues to inspire generations. Whitney Houston, known as The Voice, earned the title due to her incredible talent and unmatched beauty, becoming one of the most celebrated singers and actresses in American music history. With over 200 million records sold worldwide, her influence is undeniable. However, behind the captivating melodies and powerful performances, there was a darker side to her story. Whitney had long been suspected of struggling with drug addiction, and she bravely opened up about her battles in a 2009 interview with Oprah Winfrey. In that candid conversation, she admitted to using marijuana and harder substances, revealing the emotional pain behind her choices. When it gets to the point where you're sitting at home trying to hide what you don't want others to see, it's painful. That's when you take more just so you don't cry. Despite facing numerous struggles, Whitney sought help, entering rehab in 2003 and 2004. Unfortunately, her battle with substance abuse continued throughout her life. In 2012, she tragically passed away under heartbreaking circumstances. An autopsy revealed alcohol and multiple drugs in her system, which likely contributed to her untimely death. Whitney Houston's legacy remains a mixture of extraordinary talent and the painful realities she faced behind the scenes. Lindsay Lohan rose to fame in Hollywood during the 1990s and early 2000s, only to see her career slip away quickly due to a wild party lifestyle and reckless decisions. After standout performances in The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday, producers were eager to cast her in films. However, that enthusiasm soon faded as reports of her late-night partying surfaced. Directors became increasingly frustrated with her habit of arriving late or completely missing shoots due to exhaustion, leading to a decline in her career. By 2007, Lindsay Lohan found herself isolated, and her troubles only worsened. She faced multiple DUI charges, including accidents. In a court hearing, Lindsay candidly admitted that her life was spiraling out of control due to her addiction to drugs and alcohol. She acknowledged her recent relapse and expressed her desire to regain control of her life. "I want to be healthy again. That's why I'm seeking medical help," she stated, affirming her commitment to making positive changes. Since leaving rehab in 2013, Lindsay appears to be on the right path, but the damage to her career and personal relationships from her battles with substance abuse remains significant. Leonard Nimoy, famous for his role as the logical Vulcan Spock in Star Trek, faced a personal battle with alcohol addiction off-screen. Although his character mastered control of mind and body, Nimoy struggled for years to manage his drinking. What began as a drink to relax after filming gradually escalated. Nimoy admitted, "Every time we wrapped the final scene, I'd have a drink," which eventually became a habit of drinking more and more. Nimoy's drinking even led to him secretly consuming alcohol during filming. Like many celebrities facing addiction, he attributed part of his struggle to the pressures of fame and a turbulent marriage, which deepened his dependence on alcohol as a coping mechanism while navigating these challenges. Fortunately, Nimoy recognized the consequences of his addiction and sought help before it was too late. In 1987, he overcame his alcoholism, marking a turning point in his life. This personal victory coincided with his second marriage, which brought newfound love and stability. Tara Reid is best known for her memorable roles in films like American Pie and The Big Lebowski. Beyond her acting talent, she has graced the covers of major magazines such as Rolling Stone, Cosmo Girl, and even Playboy. Tara also ventured into the culinary world with her own restaurant, Ketchup, and launched a fashion line. However, amid her various business efforts, Tara faced unhealthy habits that began to impact her life. In a revealing interview, Tara Reid opened up about a 2006 cosmetic surgery that didn't go as planned, leaving lasting damage to her body. Her health issues were further worsened by frequent alcohol and drug use. In 2008, Tara decided it was time for a change and checked into rehab. "It was the best decision I ever made," she reflected on her journey. "Rehab saved my life." Today, Tara remains in the public eye, and while the scars from her past may never fully heal, she is determined to move forward and embrace a brighter future. Daniel Baldwin's struggles with addiction reached a shocking peak in 1998 when he made headlines for a bizarre incident at New York's Plaza Hotel. He was arrested after running naked through the hallway, shouting his own name. Baldwin was charged with cocaine possession and later pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct, receiving a sentence of 3 months in a drug rehabilitation program. Baldwin later revealed that his cocaine addiction began in 1989, around the time he landed his first acting job at age 29. Unlike many addicts who struggle with multiple substances, Baldwin's battle was solely with cocaine. He didn't drink much or use other drugs, but cocaine had a powerful hold on him, leading to numerous rehab attempts. He entered rehab 9 times before finally overcoming his addiction. Today, Daniel Baldwin has transformed his life. Not only has he continued his acting career, but he has also become a recovery coach. Drawing from his personal experiences, he now helps others struggling with addiction, using his own journey as a source of hope and guidance for those in need. Thank you for watching my video. There are many more exciting things in the upcoming videos, so please stay tuned. Thank you, and goodbye.